Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn Gaming, Paul speaking, and today going to be looking at Circuit Superstars on the PC. This is available on Steam in early access and this came out in March of 2021, and it's actually published by Square Enix Games, which is a bit of a departure for them. Developed by Original Fire Games. As I say, it's on the PC, it's coming to all the other consoles as well, including the Nintendo Switch. That's the plan anyway, with planned releases later in 2021. At the moment this is £12.99 on Steam. Check your regional store for your current pricing. But I just thought I'd showcase a little bit of gameplay. I think this is a really good game, and this is going to be perfect for something like the Nintendo Switch. But I just wanted to cover it on the PC. I'm going to start covering some more PC games. And as I say, this one is in early access. The developers are really, for want of a bit of a pun, switched on with updates for this game. And you get a weekly update from the devs. Usually comes around about Thursday. They'll release like a patch with some new updates and new modes, new tracks, and also a weekly time trial mode. So plenty going on. We'll go back when we've had this race here. We'll go back through some of the options and do some other races, show you some of the other cars and tracks that are available, some new updates that came out quite recently that are really interesting. But for the moment, this is the 60s GP class, which is a really fun class. Oh, absolutely T-boned that car. It's a really fun class of car to drive, and we'll also talk a little bit about this one as well. What I'm going to do here is go straight into the pits, and because this game has got pit stops in it, sorry, make a complete and utter hash of that. For all its sort of cutesy looks and this really sort of micro machinesy style art sort of style to the game, what it has got and what really draws me into this is a really good physics engine going on underneath. That's one of those sort of games that looks kind of cutesy and cartoony and you think it's a bit arcadey. A little bit like, I would say, Everybody's Golf on the PlayStation. If you've ever played that, it looks really sort of cutesy and colourful and a little bit kiddified, but going on underneath is a really good solid golf physics engine, and it's a great game to play, and that's kind of where I see Circuit Superstars. Pootle over the line in a pitiful 12th after that massive accident. But yeah, as I say, this has got a really good physics engine going underneath. The cars feel really weighty when they need to be. We'll show you some trucks in a bit. These 60 GP cars feel particularly skittish as they skid around the track. And there's really good sort of physics model as well. As I say, if you sort of put a couple of wheels off on the dirt and try and accelerate, you will just spin around in a circle. What we'll do is we'll go into the settings. Got some basic settings here, and just quite a lot of video options, to be fair. Typical audio stuff can turn the music down, sound effects, and the UI. You can change the rumble feature to play. As you may notice along the top there's 4 slots for 4 different local players. And a couple of other options there, including the option to turn off saving replays. You can turn that down actually. It saves a replay of each of your races. In fact, you really need to save the last one. Which is stored there under replays. We've got a garage. Let's have a look at the car classes in the garage. You can edit car and driver, sort of the looks of them, but we'll just use this to go through the cars. We've got the Agitator, which is like a dirt buggy. The Osprey GP67, which we were just driving in the 60s GP class. The Mantra GP86, which is a 1980s class open wheel. We've got the Bonk, which is oddly named, but it's just a nice big super truck. GT Panther, it's a GT class car. The Feather is another open wheel class car, a bit like the Caterham maybe. And then we've got the Loose Cannon here, which is the kind of hot roddy type car. And so you can edit all those, and you can edit the driver as well, change the colours, change the suit colours. You know, it's quite customisable at the moment. which is really cool. Arcade mode is your bog standard single player mode. Now this is being worked on, I believe, and was possibly due in the next update, but I think that might have been pushed back. But they are working on this single player mode to try and beef it out a little bit. It's quite basic. You just go through a set series of races, trying to earn points, enough points to unlock the next series. See here, this needs 108 points to unlock. I haven't got 108 points. Not far off it. What have I got? I've got 110, I think. Which, are they locked or not? Maybe they're not locked. But anyway, you just work through a set number of races and they get harder as you progressively go through. See this last set of races here, 25 laps, which is where the pit stops come into play. Weekly time trials, as I say, they set these. We'll come back to this in a second and probably have a go at this one. But each week they rotate these weekly races, these weekly time trials around. So if you like time trial racing, you're going to be well catered here. There's leaderboards for that as well. Online, it's a bit tricky for me to get races here in the UK when I can play. It doesn't seem to be anybody about, which is a bit of a shame. Hoping when the game comes out on a full release on all the other consoles, it's got crossplay. That would be absolutely ideal, and I really hope that's going to be in. Let's just have a look at this time trial, because this recently added track, this Tilt Sport Rallycross, uses the Super Truck class, the Agitator. Let's just change the colour of our truck here. Let's go red. There is different liveries as well. It's not just plain colour trucks. You can unlock other liveries. But this is, well, you can see they're much heavier than the 60s GP trucks we were just, cars we were just using. Now, what's unique here is they've just unlocked this kind of rallycross track where you come off of the asphalt and go onto dirt tracks. And you've got these jumps. Now, what I'd really love is if they could pad this out into like lots of different sort of dirt off-road tracks. And this would really be something akin to a spiritual successor to Iron Man Ivan Stewart's off-road racing, if you guys ever played that back in the day in the arcade. Really, really good game. I'll cut the track there. We'll do another couple of laps, see if we can improve on my best time. But it's nice, the physics really work quite well. You got kind of the slidiness of the dust, and then your vehicle kind of bites back onto the tarmac. So it's really interesting. So as I say, I'd be definitely up for some all dirt tracks to get that sort of Iron Man Stewart off-road racing feel. I would love that if they could provide a decent number of tracks. But also it's quite interesting here having this rallycross style with the dirt and the asphalt. I actually raced this against the AI and it was absolute chaos with everyone sort of bouncing around. It was brilliant. He's doing alright at the minute. Oh, famous last words. He's doing alright there against the Ghost. Now we're probably not going to get back in front. That's a shame. But yeah, that's the time trial mode. So we go through that. I think that's the Ghost is my best time. Go back to the main menu to show the leaderboard for that. It takes a little while to update. 34.6 is my best time. You can see people that are near you. So I'm currently 307th in the world. And then there's a global leaderboard there. 28 seconds the top score's got. All the top 10 in the 28s there. So that's really fun. So let's do another, let's do a slightly longer race with a proper pit stop. Let's do the 80s GP cars. Let's do 12 races on, let's say 8 laps. Let's do a qualifying lap as well. You can do one qualifying lap. You can actually set these up as well and save them as presets. So if you just want to jump in and do a, you know, just do one of your quick races that you prefer, you can do that as well. I'm going to take a look at the tracks as well. There's a few different tracks. We'll just run through these quickly. We've got Copperwood, and this has got a full circuit and a club circuit, which is really cool. Not all of them have. Interstate, which is one of the newer tracks, which is quite interesting. Again, it goes sort of off-roady, I think, at times. Looks like it goes off-roady. I don't think I've raced that one. Magdalena has got a club circuit and a full circuit as well. Maple Ridge, just got the full circuit. Renvort, again, just the full circuit. Sugar Hill, full circuit. Tilt Sport, which we just raced on. It's got the full circuit, a club circuit, and the rallycross circuit. Whistle Valley's just got the full circuit. So not many tracks, but again, keep going back to it. This is early access. There are more tracks coming. We're going to race Renvort with the 80s GP cars. Ooh, let's go a nice yellow. Reminds me of sort of the camel car or a Benetton car from back in the 80s. Obviously very Dutch influence, this track, in the name and the sort of the flowers around the outside of the track. Really nice graphics. I did actually try and play this on my Microsoft Surface laptop, which is a fairly decent laptop spec I've got, and I can get some games to work quite nicely on it. But just wouldn't have it on this game at all. Ran like a slideshow, so kind of worries me a little bit for the Nintendo Switch version. They can see these cars are much faster. I prefer them to have a little bit more grip, especially around the corners, because they kind of feel like the 60s GP level of grip. They're very, very slidey. So here we go. So we're going to start a qualifying lap when you cross the line. During the qualifying lap, you can't crash into anyone, so that's why the cars go kind of ghosty. Oh, massive corner cut. That's going to cost me a second in penalties. That's going to put me down the grid. You can turn on the ghosting as well if you want in the actual races. Or you can have collisions on. We'll talk about that in a second as I get over the line. Qualify third on the track, but I think I may be bumped down with that 1 second penalty for cutting the track. Oh, actually, maybe I got 29.4 and I've been bumped to 30.4. So third place, happy with that. Now we get into the race. I'll explain a little bit more about the pit stop system and the wear and stuff like that once we get to the grid. So there we are, third out of 12. Really like all the off-track stuff, and it's probably what. Look at those flames coming out the back of the car, brilliant. Like the jumping up and down, the crowd jumping up and down, the trees all moving, the grass moving, the water moving. It's a beautiful game. I've tested a few clips of this on YouTube for the channel, and I don't think when it uploads to YouTube that it particularly does the game justice. It looks absolutely beautiful when you're playing it on your machine. 4 wide into that corner, absolute carnage. It's a absolute casserole down now. Oh, we sneak up on the inside. Now then, the meters as we try and get some space. See, that's where the simulation aspect comes in. You don't want to be, it's not a demolition derby, because down in the bottom left hand corner you've got some gauges, and one of those gauges is your health bar, the red sort of red gauge with the heart on it. That's the condition of your vehicle, and it does deteriorate really quickly, so you don't want to be playing dodgem races and smashing up. That's what makes it feel really good, because you've honestly got to try it and stay out of the way of other cars and the surroundings and stuff, so it feels really good. You have to have quite a decent skill level to know when to overtake. You can't just barge cars off the track. Now the other gauges are self-explanatory. We've got the fuel gauge in white and we've got the tyre gauge in green. You can set the... Oh, there's a slow car on the track there. That's going to cost me. Actually, we're going to take the opportunity to go in the pits. Perfectly timed. Yeah, you can set the rate of wear of the tyre and fuel. Oh no, I didn't stop in the fuel. Didn't stop in the box. That's going to cost me as well. Tyres on and we're out, but that's not a great stop. All the shenanigans that were going on beforehand, going into the wall and then missing the pit box wasn't the best, but I just love the fact that you can go into the pits. Again, to go back to an old game, if some of you guys remember the old arcade game IndyCar, I think it was Danny Sullivan's Indy Heat. It was a very much sort of based on the Ivan Stewart off-road racing, but with Indy cars. But that had pit stops in it, and that was just absolutely brilliant to know when to go into the pits, get a splash of fuel, as we come up the inside. Oh, great racing. That was great. We had the inside line but couldn't hold it, and then that was an unfortunate one. Took a spin there. Looked like the AI just kind of stopped in front of us, which isn't ideal. So we're last, but we've got clear track, so we may be able to catch up. I don't think all the AI have pitted yet. Try and keep an eye on the pits. I mean, we're not out of it, but we're going to finish down the grid. Look at that car in front. That looks awesome. That blue car looks like the old Williams car from the 1980s and 90s. So yeah, this game has got massive potential. Talking of the Williams car, because it goes into the wall and we follow it. Yeah, I think this game's got absolutely massive potential. And with Square Enix behind it, I mean, that is a real mark of quality, and hoping this game can end up to be something really, really special. So I think it'd be well suited to the Switch if they can get it to run nicely. I think it's going to take a bit of a hit performance-wise and graphically, but hopefully I can get something decent up and running there, because it's a really game that's really suited to that sort of system. Coming up to the last lap now, but I think we are way off the pace. We're in 10th. What I'll do with this game, and a lot of the games that I'm now going to be featuring on the channel, featuring quite a lot of early access games and PC games, I will try and keep on top of them. So when relevant or significant updates come out, I'll jump back on, make some more content, so I can keep you guys up to date on what's happening. Oh, we would have had him that time. Finished in 10th. So yeah, I will keep up to date on the channel when significant updates come out, new tracks, new cars, gameplay updates that are changing things for the better. I will let you know. I think they're working on the online side at the moment, so I've not really managed to have a decent online session at all yet, so I can't really hand on heart say how that runs. But hopefully, I've been on the Discord for a little while and it seems quite active, so hopefully we can get some stuff arranged and I can get some games in. Probably show you one more race, one more class, maybe the super trucks. See how they run. We'll do a club circuit maybe with the super trucks, bit of a shorter circuit. But I love these open wheel cars, have been great. The 60s and the 80s cars. Let's do a free play with the super trucks, isn't it? I'm sure. Oh, maybe it's a Euro truck. Not very helpful. We've got different names on the garage and the setting screen here. Turn the qualifying off. Let's try Magdalena Club Circuit. Got a nice red truck. You can see it on the left hand side, the settings. Got fuel and tyre wear at 125%. That's what I set it to, and damage to 75%. Nice football pitch there. Now this should be absolute carnage as well. It's a shorter track, the club circuit, in the super heavy trucks. Definitely slower. Whoa. Definitely harder to turn. Oh, yeah. So now I've got a speed penalty there, but I'm not sure. Oh, man. We are falling way down the grid. Seeing a bit of an opening down the inside. And it feels really good as well trying to stop these. The braking distance is a long way for these trucks. Oh, that's unfortunate. I had to avoid an accident there and it put me on a path to the back. Our health is 66%. can see the amount of smoke coming out the back. The car in front is really heavily damaged as well, which is really good. Maybe should have pitted there from the back of the pack, but probably come in for an early stop on the next lap round. That'll be about half distance. But great sound as well. I mean, I know they're not absolutely realistic, authentic sound of a truck, but it definitely sounds different to the, the other classes, and that's what you want. So we're going to dive in at this stage to the pits. Try and get in the pit box a little bit better this time. Here we are. Whoa, oh, that's not too bad. And now I came out far too early. Oh, that is a shame. I hit on the accelerator and come out, because that's a really good thing about the pit stops here. Adds a little bit of a strategic element, is that you don't have to, it's not a set time. You don't have to wait until everything's been done. You can come out of the pits whenever you want. So I came out a little bit early. It's kind of cost us because the guys didn't have time to do the repairs. So we're stuck with a bit of a performance problem. We could dive in. I don't think we did anything in the pits. We've only got 50 fuel and our tyres are at 82. So that's going to cost us. We might have to come in here for another stop and get the stop done well. But I can imagine some of the guys on the channel will really like this game if you've not seen it before. Hope you are finding this look at it useful. Yeah, we're going off without tyres this time, but that's fine. Our tyres are okay. We're at 85 on tyres, but we needed to get the performance up. We've had all our damage repaired. We're back up to 100. You can definitely feel the difference. When we was at 66, truck felt really sluggish, and now it's really quite nippy in comparison. 2 laps to go. Ooh, clipping those tyres really sends you as well. Again, that physics engine coming into play as the tyres bump over the, or your tyres on your truck bump over the tyres on the side of the road, and you lose traction. Just looking at the map. Oh, there we go. We certainly finished third. I think we was possibly a lap down. I don't think we finished third. Yeah, as everyone else crosses the line, we drop down. I think there may be a slight bug there over the finishing positions if you go a lap down. And indeed, we finish in 11th. So there you go. That's Circuit Superstars on the PC. Yeah, it's in early access at the moment. As I say, there's weekly updates. It's not, it doesn't cost the end of the earth. I think it's only like £12-13. Highly recommend picking it up already, even though it is in early access, because of the love the developers are giving it with weekly updates. And as it is at the minute, it's a really fun playable game. You've got a decent single player mode to work through. You've got the time trials. You've got an online mode as well, if you can find the matches, if you can get the right time to find matches. Maybe there's some organised events on Discord that I need to check out. So there you go. I would highly recommend this already. It's only going to get better, and as I say, I will do regular updates on this as it goes along. But hope you enjoyed the look at Circuit Superstars on the PC. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and leave a comment if you've got this one or planning to pick it up, or if it's your very first time you've seen it and you're liking what you see. Please let me know below, and please subscribe if you're new as well. Be really appreciated. But until then, I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Cheers. Bye bye.